U.S. Senate confirmation hearings begin with Defense Secretary nominee.
Russia willing to participate in building Vietnam's nuclear power industry.
Many kinds of flowers and ornamental plants serve people during Tet.
Hello everyone, you are watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Đăng. Let's get started. The U.S. Senate has started hearing for President-elect Donald Trump's nominees for key positions in his administration.
All Americans, all warriors.
The first person to testify was Pete Hegseth, the nominee for Secretary of Defense. During the hearing, which lasted more than 4 hours, Democrats pressed Pete Hegseth on multiple allegations of misconduct. His views on women in combat and his ability to lead a vital department with 3 million employees and a budget of $849 billion. However, Pete Hegseth received the support of Republican lawmakers after weeks of scrutiny over his ability and qualifications to lead the Pentagon. A vote by the full Senate could come as early as next week. Republicans hold 53 seats in the Senate, and nominations require only a simple majority, meaning most of Trump's picks would be confirmed easily as soon as he takes office next week.
This hearing.
South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol was arrested on Wednesday by the country's Corruption Investigations Office for high-ranking officers, marking the first time a sitting South Korean leader has been arrested.
The Corruption Investigation Office for Senior Officials, CIO, said that the convoy carrying President Yoon Suk-yeol left the residence and arrived at the CIO office in central Seoul. This move marks the first time in South Korean history that a sitting president has been arrested. Before his arrest, President Yoon Suk-yeol had sent a message to the public, saying that he was complying with the CIO's investigation to prevent conflicts between law enforcement agencies, even though the arrest warrant was illegal. He condemned the execution of the arrest warrant and investigation against the president without proper authority, accusing the agency executing the arrest warrant of falsifying documents to deceive the public.
During talks with Vietnamese Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin confirmed that Russia is collaborating with several countries on nuclear energy development and is willing to help build Vietnam's nuclear power industry.
At the talks, the two prime ministers informed each other of the political and socio-economic situations in their respective countries, reviewed achievements in bilateral cooperation, and engaged in extensive discussion on the current status and prospects, as well as directions for further promoting all-round cooperation between their countries. Both sides agreed to increase dialogue, strengthen political trust, and promote delegation exchanges at all levels and through various channels to create a cornerstone for the comprehensive development of bilateral ties, particularly in economy, trade, investment, energy, oil and gas, education, training, culture, tourism, science, technology, and locality-to-locality collaboration. Following the talks, the two PMs signed a joint communiqué on the results of the official visit and witnessed the signing of several cooperation documents in areas such as science, information, communications, and culture.
Coming up next are some updated news.
Vin International Airport in Nghệ An Provini will be expanded by 5.97 hectares, upgrading the aircraft parking lot, aiming to serve the needs of international travel and transportation in the near future. In the planning of the airport system in the period of 2021 to 2030, Vin International Airport has a scale of 4E airport with a total area of over 557 hectares. The People's Committee of Nghệ An Province has just decided to lease more than 5.97 hectares of land to the Vietnam Airports Corporation, ACV, to carry out the project of expanding and renovating the aircraft parking lot. This project will create a solid foundation for Vin Airport to become a modern international airport, meeting the needs of domestic and international cargo and passenger transportation.
Vietnam Airlines announced plans to operate more than 1,500 night flights. providing nearly 300,000 seats during the peak period of the 2025 Lunar New Year from January 13th to February 1st. Night flights depart after 21 p.m. and before 5 a.m. the next morning. Focusing on routes from Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi, Da Nang, Hai Phong, Vinh, Hue, in preparation for the peak period of the Lunar New Year 2025. Vietnam Airlines has opened early sales of 2.15 million seats, equivalent to more than 11,000 flights across its domestic network. The airline also received 3 new aircraft in December 2024, including 2 Airbus A320neo aircraft and 1 Boeing 787-10 wide-body aircraft, and leased 3 more Airbus A320 aircraft from January 13th to February 12th.
The Ministry of Health has just issued a directive to strengthen medical work to ensure the celebration of the Lunar New Year 2025. In particular, related units are required to ensure medical examination and treatment, strengthen food safety inspections and especially monitor and detect early epidemics at border gates, isolate and promptly handle suspected cases and cases of infectious diseases, preventing epidemics from entering and spreading into Vietnam. Assign staff to be on duty 24 out of 24 hours during Tet holidays, develop a plan to be ready to respond to epidemic situations. The Department of Health of border provinces and cities coordinates with relevant units to organize communication and dissemination of knowledge on disease prevention and control, especially infectious diseases, respiratory diseases, and groups at high risk of contracting the disease.
With more than 10 days remaining until the Lunar New Year 2025, many streets in the province are bustling with the sale of flowers and ornamental plants for Tet shopping.
Busy and urgent is the atmosphere at many flower and ornamental plant shops these days. According to traders, this year the supply of flowers and ornamental plants for the Lunar New Year 2025 is still quite abundant. Each product is carefully cared for by gardeners to be ready to serve consumers.
In previous years, the weather was not as good as this year. Ornamental plants arrived late, so people did not have the opportunity to choose. This year, gardeners brought ornamental plants earlier. The price is reasonable and suitable for many families.
After being transported from the gardens, flowers and ornamental plants will be quickly trimmed, decorated and arranged beautifully by workers. This year's outstanding products are still peach, kumquat, grapefruit, and phalaenopsis orchids, in addition to traditional designs and shapes. Traders also decorate and trim new designs to suit consumer tastes.
I see many types of flowers and ornamental plants for sale. I want to go early to choose beautiful plants. Check the prices. This year price is cheaper than last year.
Accordingly, depending on the needs of use, people can choose flower pots with different shapes and sizes with prices ranging from over 1 million VND to several tens of millions of VND. The highest prices are still ancient peach trees, grapefruit trees and large phalaenopsis orchid pots, uniquely and beautifully decorated.
We have sold ornamental plants since the 1st of the 12th lunar month, because phalaenopsis orchids are durable and have reasonable prices. In business, everyone wants to make a profit. We want to bring beautiful orchid pots to consumers.
The closer to the Lunar New Year 2025, the more flowers and ornamental plants are brought to the streets by gardeners and traders. Flowers and ornamental plants are bustling down the streets to celebrate Tet, bringing the brilliant colors of spring to every home.
This is the end of the show today. Thank you for watching.